Alexandra Theatre, Birmingham. Hello, Harry.
Hello.
Haven't you an hat?
Haven't I what?
Haven't you an hat?
I don't know what you're saying.
Hello, Eddie. Haven't you a hat?
A hat?
Yes.
Why would I have a hat?
Oh, don't.
I think it's a young mate.
I've ruined the video already.
You just wrecked it. You just wrecked it.
This
The boys, I've sent the boys on an errand.
I know, yeah, for a TRS.
To get you.
Yeah. Thank you.
How do you know?
Because I saw them in the street.
Oh, right.
Alexandra Theatre, Birmingham, in all its glory and quite an impressive chandelier, it's got to be said. Good afternoon, stage persons.
Afternoon.
How are you?
Say good afternoon, stage person.
Well, they're stage people. Don't know them well enough to be familiar and say lads, do I really?
You ready, Rosie?
Yeah, I'll pop up.
What do you want to start with?
There we go. Before I forget,
Sam.
you can't sit on these today or lean against them
Oh.
because they're not fastened to the ground. They'll just wobble and fall.
No, it doesn't. Ava likes me.
You can do that.
I can do that.
You can do that, but it's quite hard to do with the guitar, isn't it?
The,
Not the way I
the
play.
looks of it,
If you want, I'll put a speaker out for you to sit on.
No, no,
if you
no,
want,
no,
if you really want to.
It's all right.
Have you managed to check in?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. There's a pool table, isn't there?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember if this was one of those that had ancient electrics that hummed like a bastard. I hope it didn't. I don't know how I'm going to get back in there, but it doesn't really matter. And I see you. Okay, false alarm.
You better get good at focusing without being able to see it, Lex. I know you're good enough.
There we are, nice foyer.
Yeah. Typical Ava lights.
Okay.
I live in my ETC pride.
Yeah, get it anyway and I'll pay for it. I can keep it and we'll see if it does the
Can I get the door code for getting back?
451.
Thank you.
What's that microphone like anyway, Joe?
What, in this? It's surprisingly good, actually.
It's the network.
I
Why?
thought he was doing the BBC News at 10 contract.
No, it is amazingly good. It's got a little built-in compressor that kind of goes thwack when anything hits it. But I mean, the whole package, value for money, is unbelievable.
Yeah, let's switch that so that didn't happen.
451.
Right, sorry.
Bingo. Yeah, I think they've done a major refurbishment down here. Good. So, ladies and gentlemen, as Dame Edward would say, dear viewers, we are here today for the next in the series of band interviews, and today we have with us percussionist Jack Davis. Hello, Jack.
Hello, Jay.
How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Are you?
Good, yeah. Okay, we've got a few questions prepared, but the first thing I wanted to ask you was give us a brief potted biography of how you started, how and why you started playing music and how you ended up getting this gig.
Started playing music from quite young. Probably had piano lessons was maybe 7 or 8, something like that. Didn't particularly enjoy them, and the piano teacher had a tyre swing at their house, which was the main reason I went. Because I've got a twin sister, and we both used to go together. And when one of us was having piano lesson, the other one was playing on the tyre swing. So that's why we went, and we stopped that after a little bit because I realised we weren't really interested in the piano. And then briefly played the violin for a stint with limited success, like no more than like a year. I don't think I got into actually using a bow. I think I was just plucking. Stop that. Bit of a recorder at school, and then finally started the drums at maybe age 9 or 10, something like that. Drum kit.
Why?
Because I tried a few things and hadn't liked piano, violin, or like recorders and stuff. And I don't know, I was always hitting everything around the house. My mum suggested I'd try and get some drum lessons.
Were you an angry child then?
Probably. Running around hitting objects and siblings. And then best to take it out on something else.
Okay.
Yeah, and then started drums, and then that led to then percussion probably when I must have been 13, 14 or something like that. And then, yeah, playing in like little like youth wind bands and things like that, and orchestras, and yeah, then kept going, and then studied at Birmingham Conservatoire for undergrad, then Guildhall for postgrad, and then out in the wide world.
And how did you get this gig?
Through Will. So I think Will was asked if he knows any other percussionists, and my name popped up.
And what's your normal line of thing? What do you normally do? You play orchestral stuff or kit or?
It varies a lot, especially time of year. Quite a lot of function stuff, different, like whether it's like Oktoberfest in like autumn and stuff like that. You do all that, don the lederhosen and do all those kind of gigs.
Excellent.
Yeah, which is great fun. Yeah, like different like function bands on like kit and percussion and stuff. Some orchestral stuff mixed in there as well. Different show stuff as well on kit and percussion. Really, whatever's going, and if I'm free, I kind of like to do a big range of stuff so that it keeps it nice and interesting.
Right.
But yeah, and then also a fair amount of like crew work and stuff like that with different orchestras, just like shifting all the percussion in and out of venues and stuff. A bit of driving work for instrument hire companies.
It's what's known as a portfolio career. We all have.
Yeah, basically fill the gaps.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Good. How many shows have you done with us now?
This is 22, maybe?
Something like that. Okay.
Something like that.
How do you think the performance has developed over those shows?
I mean, from my point of view, it's kind of because I was the only new member of the band this time, so you guys have all played together a lot. But for me, it's kind of been like me getting more comfortable with the part, and then being able to not worry about what I'm playing and just how I'm playing, who I'm playing with, all that sort of stuff. So
Be in the music. Yeah.
Definitely.
For our viewers' benefit, you didn't get a rehearsal, did you? I think we played a bit of it at sound check on the day of the first gig.
We played a bit of Tubular Bells 1
Yeah.
and like Moonlight Shadow.
Right.
Yeah, so the first gig I was absolutely bricking it because I'd gone through all the parts as well, but yeah, no rehearsal, so it's straight in at Cardiff, and yeah, it was just kind of feel your way through, get through it, and then you kind of mapped it out. Then you can start actually just enjoying it once you kind of got over.
I mean, for me, you're the same as Will, which is that you play the music, not the part.
Definitely.
So you've actually moved to a point where you're not just looking at the notes on the
Definitely.
part, you actually are in the music. It makes a huge difference.
Definitely.
Okay, what show do you remember most fondly?
Glasgow.
Why?
It was, I mean, first of all, when we finished Tubular Bells 1, the noise was the loudest I've heard an audience like that, and it was, yeah, just the place kind of erupted, which was just amazing. One of those kind of pinch me moments, just kind of looking out like, wow, yeah. And it was, yeah, it's when the audience kind of gives it back to you like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you think you've had the best show, because you see it every night, you see all the little things that go wrong, but for them, they only see it once, and like, if they loved it, then that's all that really matters, I suppose.
Yeah. What show, if any, do you remember with horror?
The first show in Cardiff. Yeah, I was so worried about hitting everything in the right place and making sure I've like memorised the bit for the Tubular Bells and all that properly, and yeah, even just remembering the order of what's coming next in that whole first half, because we're pretty much off music for a lot of that.
Right.
Yeah, but it's just one of those that you just got to get through it and then
Yeah.
onwards.
What do you think of Tubular Bells as a piece of music within the context of the kind of thing you normally play?
It's very different to anything else I probably kind of would usually play. It's a very musical piece of music. Like it doesn't really follow any. You couldn't really predict where it's going to go if you hadn't heard it. It's not predictable at all. So it's not the kind of piece you can kind of zone out and just, like some gigs you know what you're going to play, you can just kind of zone out and
Just
where it's going to go. But this, until you've done it a few times, it's kind of got its own mind, so it's kind of...
Yeah, and he has some interesting and frustrating compositional techniques, such as having some instruments playing in different time signatures to the other instruments at the same time. And one of his favourite tricks is where, most of this kind of music works in 8-bar segments, and then it transitions to the next piece at the end of an 8-bar segment. He quite often chops off the 8th bar when it transitions to the next one. He does weird things like that.
Yeah, a lot of it I've found since not really reading the music anymore. It's a lot easier to follow, because if you're trying to read, everyone's in different time signatures. If you're trying to read what you're supposed to be doing, I find you just get thrown off so much by what you're hearing. But if you just play the music, listen,
Yeah, this is, for me, my normal way of playing is I listen to what's going on around me and I adapt and react to it. But if I do that in Tubular Bells, I'm lost.
Yeah.
Particularly the bits where I'm playing in different time signatures. What's your favourite bit of your part?
Probably the moment where I get to go out to the Tubular Bells at the end of part one, because it's a big moment. It's nice, you know. Now that I know it well, it was stressful the first time, but it's
it's only the defining motif of the entire evening.
Precisely.
No
So,
pressure.
yeah, get it
Any
right.
bits that you find difficult or you don't like playing in your part?
The start of Tubular Bells, when me and Will are on the glockenspiels,
Right.
I've just got octave E's, just quavers for literally 3 to 4 minutes, just ding 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 ding, which is really hard to keep them together and not start like that and not start flamming.
Right.
And also because you're standing just upright looking down, sometimes you start to sway a little bit, so it's just like just keep focusing and
falling on the glockenspiel would not be a good
not
look,
ideal.
really, would it? What's your favourite piece in the show?
Probably Tubular Bells Part 2.
Okay. Why?
Because I mean, the point where it comes in the gig, I'm relieved. It's like, okay, all the pressure stuff's gone for my part, at least it feels, and like the whole caveman section and the bit before it, for my part, it's just really fun to play, and so it's kind of like, feels like pressure's off, we're nearly there. It's a fun bit to play.
Okay. I think you've answered this already. Where have the best audiences been?
Yeah, Glasgow is definitely up there with one of them. Where I think Manchester was quite good as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to define a lot of them because they kind of blend into.
They blur into one, yeah.
But there's some funny ones, like when they shout out, play Shadow on the Wall and stuff like that midway through.
Talking of which, any funny moments?
Well, on like maybe the 4th or 5th gig, on the bells, when I finished the Tubular Bells bit, I hit octave E's, and if I hit them too hard, the pedal that's keeping the bells ringing pops off, and then I'd forgotten to tell Will this, so when he goes at the end and does his nice bells, single note bells, the pedal was damping them, so this first one he goes up to hit it and just goes dunk.
Clunk. Lovely. Well, perhaps you shouldn't tell him, leave him, it's a voyage of discovery. Anything you'd like to say for the audience that have come to see us so far?
Thank you very much for coming to see us. Because I had no idea when signing up to this how popular the album really was, and I hadn't really listened to it too much before doing this. So it's just nice to see that it kind of, it means a lot to a lot of people. And
it is incredibly moving, isn't it, when you see
definitely
people who are profoundly moved by it. Yeah,
definitely.
What are the technical challenges for your instrument in the show?
A lot of it is probably just keeping it between me and Will, because a lot of our parts are kind of intertwined and we play similar things. It's not treading on each other's toes, kind of looking over. If Will's got sticks and is about to do a cymbal roll, I won't do a cymbal roll, I'll do something else. It's like we've kind of got to interact and make sure we're not kind of stepping on each other's toes.
Okay.
Because we're not playing anything like crazy virtuosic really in this show, but it's kind of being tasteful with what we do, and like we've got a lot of drums around and stuff, and you could just sit there whacking them all the time, but you've got to kind of try and be tasteful and
Okay. And how are you enjoying the experience of being on the road?
It's good. Yeah, it's good. It's a great group of people. Because you never, I can imagine, like if you're on a tour with a bad bunch, it can be a horrible time.
Yes.
Because you're around everyone so much.
Yeah.
But it's a great bunch, so it's a really good fun. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Jack.
Pleasure.
So, slightly unusual venue today. We're in the Dartford Orchard West and this was built as a temporary replacement for the Dartford Orchard Theatre, where we were supposed to play last year, but it was cancelled because the theatre was found to be suffering from the dreaded RACC, reinforced autoclave concrete, whatever it was, problem. So they built this. That's what the land was at first. In come the diggers. Down goes a floor, up goes a skeleton. Start filling in the gaps. And there we are. Lovely. And I have to show you this. This is fantastic.
Toilet anywhere, we can wash hands. There.
This, one day, all green rooms would be like this. If you come into this green room, look what we have.
Help yourself.
Oh yeah,
That's kind of you. Thank you. Oh, I will have one. Lovely. Thank you very much.
No, that's all right. Thanks for coming.
Well, we're happy to be here. We were cancelled last year, weren't we, because of the concrete.
Yeah. A bit mad that what happened, to be honest, and then we had 3 months between closing and opening for Banjo.
Oh.
Yeah, there was a little bit of that.
Whoa. Still, you got it done. Brilliant.
Yeah, it's better than some actual venues.
Yeah. Oh, it certainly is. Thank you, sir. Right. That must have been a panic. However, right, I'm going to do a backup of the Kemper. You make some noise.